Hey, welcome home, everyone. Welcome home. We talk about affordable housing while living here in America, and right here is where I give weekly updates about housing, resources, you name it. Lots and lots of good things on this channel. So, what I'm trying to do is prevent homelessness one person at a time. I'm trying to prevent and reduce homelessness one person at a time. And I always say it starts right here with us, guys. So, as I give you the information, I ask that you pass it along, you share it to your homeless communities, your families, and friends who need the resources the most. That's all I ask you to do is to like the video and share the video to people who need it. All right, so I'll go ahead and get started, guys. Before I forget, talking about these resources in South Carolina, that's the state I'm going to talk about only today, is South Carolina. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that if you know any veterans, if you know any seniors, anyone that is disabled that needs help getting their lawn cut, so getting their grass mowed, there is a company out here, and I just want to say it before I forget. Well, I had it on my mind and I had it up on my computer screen. It is called I Want to Mow Your Lawn. All right, incorporated. I Want to Mow Your Lawn. So all you have to do is just go over to their website. I don't know what states they are in, but they have volunteers in different states that will actually go to your seniors' residence and help them to mow their lawn for free of charge. So I just wanted to pass that on to you guys, okay? I didn't go in there and look at it, but I wanted you to know about it. All right, so moving on to our resources. Some of these resources will be housing, some of it would be cash assistance, some of them just many different things on here, okay? But it will be for South Carolina only, all right? So if you know anyone that needs nursing facilities or community-based nursing, they can go over to nursing facilities, South Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. They could go over to, let's see here. I had a telephone number for them. I did have a telephone number. I don't know where the telephone number is now. Let's see here. Hold on. It is 3222 Notch Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Telephone number is 888 549 0820, guys. This is for seniors and people with disabilities. This is a program that will help them pay for special services, all right? So moving on to our next resource here. Hang on a second. Moving on. All right, so if you know somebody that needs housing opportunities, anybody that has AIDS, they can go over to Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. The telephone number there is 803-779-7257. This is all about South Carolina today. Hello, Benji Cross. Hello. And Cheetos. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. So if you know anyone that needs housing over there, they are a place that will help them get into permanent housing, and they actually will provide them with housing vouchers. So this is people with AIDS, and that is Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. I'll say again, 803-779-7257. All right. If you guys need energy assistance over there in South Carolina, you can call Watery Community Actions, and their address is 201 Mall Boulevard, Columbia, South Carolina. So I don't see a telephone number. So what you want to do is just go to their website, Watery Community Actions Incorporated. All right. Hello, 10 Light Star. The state I live in only had like 18 housing choice vouchers altogether. What state are you in? Because I may do your state next. So let me know what state you're in and maybe I can help you out, okay? All right, so moving on here to counseling. If anybody needs help to pay for food, financial assistance, and individual counseling, if you need some legal aid, then you can go to Hive Community Service. They will give you these supports at 803-888-7725. All right. Looks like they're just having, let's see. Okay, those are different numbers. Just want to double check something, guys. Hang on. All right, so that telephone number is 803-888-7725. This is Hive Community Services. This is for financial assistance, help to pay for food, and if you need counseling or any legal services, Georgia. All right, I'll gather up some information for that. I've been working on Georgia already, so just look out for that. Subscribe, put your alerts on, your notifications, so you can get that coming up. All right. All right, so anybody need any veteran financial assistance, you can go over to, doesn't have a telephone number, but it is for veterans, guys. Veterans that have been in active duty that was injured and transitioning back to civilian life. This will help individuals and their families financially, help pay for housing, help pay for utilities, help pay for a car, financial assistance, guys, as well. Just a whole support system here. You can go to Veterans Financial Assistance Group by Salute Incorporated. That is Salute Incorporated. I have been homeless for 3 years. I have exhausted all measures of help from churches with churches they want help and charity groups who say that they need money in Georgia. May I ask you what part of Georgia you're in? Are you in the Atlanta area down there? Light, let me know. Hey, Westside Blue, thank you. Thank you for stopping over, supporting. Good afternoon. Sweet afternoon. Sweet afternoon. Yeah, 10 Light, let me know what part of Georgia you're in. If you don't want to let us know here, you can email me at creativelivingbyamisha@gmail.com. All right. So moving on to a place for financial assistance. This organization is dedicated to helping give financial assistance for burial and funeral help, financial assistance for paying for food, help to pay for health care, help for housing, help for transportation like transit, and personal loans. Okay, who they're serving is the veterans. They're serving regular individuals as well, families, active duty. You have to be 18 years of older and have to be a low income individual. All right, so you can go over to Army Emergency Relief in Fort Jackson, and the telephone number there is 803-751-5256. All right, moving on. If you need assistance, help paying for utilities, help paying for housing, there's a place called the Cooperative Ministry, and it doesn't leave a number, so you guys will have to Google that. So if you need rent or mortgage assistance, and we're only talking about South Carolina today, guys, you can go over to 3821 West Beltline Boulevard. All right, it's called the Cooperative Ministry. All right, moving on. For help for paying for housing, emergency payments for rent, guys. This is a rent assistance program that helps families who are at risk of losing their housing. All right, so it is called Watery Community Actions. I think I already spoke about this one already. It sounds familiar that I just said, so it's 803-807-9811. Unless you have military ties, a lot of the military stuff won't help people in the civilian world unless you are married to the military. It doesn't help ex-spouses though. Well, I know in South Carolina, I believe this is probably where they have some kind of base. If I'm not mistaken, here in Columbia, what I'm looking at. So a lot of this probably will be mainly for this, but if you are in the Georgia area, like I said, there should be, as big as a state that is, there should be some resources there. I know you said you think you've exhausted it, but you still hadn't said where exactly you live and what county that you live at. But I'll be willing to look at that because that was going to come up next for me for Georgia. So even when I talk about Section 8 housing here weekly, a lot of times Georgia does not come up. So I will be looking for Georgia really, really soon, because a lot of people are always looking for Georgia because it's, it's a big place and it's expensive. So people need the help, and I'll be on a mission to be looking out for that. All right. So I don't get that coming up in a lot, except on the outskirts of Atlanta. So I get Georgia, but I get the outskirts of Atlanta. All right. So, but yeah, you have to let me know, 10 light share. All right. Moving on to, yes, the last mission project is for people with PTSD. It's for the veterans, guys. So a lot of this stuff today may be about veterans, like I just told 10 light share, because of the state that I'm in and the city that I'm in. So, but if you know veterans, guys, please pass this information along. They need to have this information, all right? So you can go to their website, which I don't have that. You just look up Operation First Response, and they will help you pay for your housing, your utilities, and some transportation costs, all right? And for food. So it is called Operation First Response. All right, so I'm going to move on. Pass this video, guys, to people that you know. If you hear something in here, if it doesn't help yourself today, doesn't mean that I won't have anything to help you with. But I have quite a lot of resources here, and there is something that probably you will be able to get help with here. Like I said, we're talking about South Carolina today, so it's enough resources to go around. It's just that people do not know about the resources, all right? And so that's what I'm here to help you kind of close the gap here. All right, so moving on, if you guys know someone that has Parkinson's disease, cancer, or Huntington's disease, if you know anyone that has a terminal or just a rare condition, there is Vital Options International. All right, they will help you pay for food, help you pay for utilities. All right, so it is Vital Options International. So Google them for their website. All right, moving on. This is for veterans as well. It's for National Guard, veterans active duty, people with terminal illness, chronic illness, visual impairment, and limited mobility. If you need help for housing, if you need help to pay for childcare, if you need financial assistance, help for food, utilities, and help to pay for a car, you want to call Operation Homefront. That is 877-264-3968. That's 877-264-3968. All right, so if you know anyone that has a diagnosis of sepsis, acute respiratory distress syndrome. So respiratory illnesses, guys, there is help for utilities, there's financial assistance to pay for food and housing, all right? There's an angel fund dedicated just for this. You can go to Patient Advocate Foundation. It is 855-824-7941. That is 855-824-7941. All right, so individuals with chronic illness, serving regular individuals, but those that need help with health care. There is a program called American Kidney Fund. Guys, there's financial assistance for healthcare expenses that are not covered by insurance. All right, it is called Kidney Fund, and you want to call 1-800-795-3226. All right, so this is all good stuff. It's a big deal. People are sick out here. They need help. Right? Not only housing help, looks like there is a lot of help for healthcare as well that is not covered. All right, so moving on to our Native Americans. All right, if you live within the Citizen Potawatomi Nation tribal jurisdiction and you are 60 and over, there's financial assistance to help pay for housing. You have to be Native American. You can call 405-273-2833. All right. This is Citizen Potawatomi Nation. All right, guys, if you are in urgent need and you have a blood cancer, if you are a patient that has blood cancer, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will help you pay for a car, dental care, financial assistance, help you pay for food, will help you pay utilities, will help you pay for emergency housing. You can call 877-557-2672. That is Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. See, a person must prove that they are Native American Indian in order to get help. It's probably a possibility. It probably is a possibility that they have to prove that. You just never know, though. You don't know. You might, if your grandparents are still alive. My grandparents are not, so I didn't get a lot of that information to prove anything. But if you live down where I live in the South, in these parts, if you have a grandfather or something, it may be on a birth certificate. You want to call your parents, ask them. You just never know. Hey, Zomat, and I appreciated your story on camera yesterday. Thank you. It was such a beautiful live you did yesterday with Queen. All right, so we talked about the American Kidney Fund. They also have a disaster relief program, guys, where they give prescription assistance. They also help pay for transportation and disaster response. So if you have had a hurricane or something like that, they may help you with that. And you can call them at 1-800-795-3226. All right. Moving on. So here is financial assistance for the sick and injured over-the-road semi-truck drivers. Guys, I know you know some semi-truck drivers, all right? So there is help for them at St. Christopher's Truck Relief Fund, all right? So it says something about if you have driven 500 miles a day away from home, 200 plus days a year, semi-truck drivers who are out of work due to a recent medical problem, guys, can get help to pay for housing. Let your truckers know. I don't have a telephone number, but you can go to the website. It is called St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. Okay? Yes, thank you so much, so madam. All right, guys, moving on. I think most of you know about the Lifeline program, where you get unlimited talks and texts monthly phone service, guys. You want to go to Air Talk Wireless. All right, it is a federally funded program for low-income households. All right, moving on. If you know someone with ovarian cancer, they have an ovarian cancer treatment fund. They will give a one-time $1,000 payment to be applied towards certain non-medical costs, help to pay for childcare, help to pay for utilities, housing, food, and transit. All right. You can call 1-866-719-2767. That is National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. I told you I had all kind of resources today. All right, moving on. If you know someone that needs short-term financial assistance for living expenses, someone that has breast cancer, so we're looking for breast cancer patients on this, and they need help for financial assistance to pay for health care, utilities, or a car, you want them to call the Pink Fund. All right, look up the Pink Fund. Okay, so there's a place that has emergency financial assistance for the elderly. blues musicians. Wow. I know this is in the South, what we're talking about, but I had never ever considered that. So if you know some blues musicians there in South Carolina, guys, if they need emergency payments, if they need help for health care, they need housing help, utility help, transit help, burial and funeral help, please have them contact the Pine Top Perkins Foundation. I'm so impressed by this one. The Pine Top Perkins Foundation. Yes. It is called Pine Top Assistance League. Amazing. I'll say again, financial assistance for the elderly blues musicians. That amazes me. I never thought about that. All right, so a wireless phone plan for households who qualify based on income and government benefits. You can call 1-800-544-4441. That is Stand Up Wireless. All right. All right, my South Carolina people, if you are homeless, you are a senior, you are a young adult, a teen needing help for paying for housing, utilities, emergency payments, financial assistance, you want to call, and there is not a number, but you want to look up Giving Kitchen. Giving Kitchen. All right, moving on. Amazing what they have here in South Carolina. All right, so there's an emergency grant for theater writers, playwrights, composers, book writers, and lyricists. Amazing. So there are funds dedicated for them if they have severe hardship or unexpected illness. Who you want to contact, you want to look up the website, Dramatists Guild Foundation. Dramatists Guild Foundation. And that is if you have a hardship, a severe hardship or unexpected illness, and you are a composer, a book writer, a lyricist, a playwright, and a theater writer. There is money out here, guys, designated to help people. All right, moving on. Financial assistance for families working in the restaurant industry. We are talking about South Carolina only today, guys. If you know someone that needs help in a certain state, please drop it in the comments, please, so I can get on that. 10 Light Star, what are you trying to say, 10 Light? What do you want to say? Let me know. I told you I'm going to work on Georgia next. All right, so financial assistance for families working in the restaurant industry. All right, so this program provides service employees who are in the food and beverage industry with children who are experiencing financial hardship due to a medical emergency or illness, guys. It will help them pay for food, health care, housing, gas, utilities, transit, child care, and emergency payments. All right, so go to Children of Restaurant Employees. All right, moving on. Financial assistance for the Navy, Marine Corps, sailors, and Marines. All right, so help for healthcare, food, financial educations, utilities for their loans, emergency payments. Go to Navy Marine Corps Relief Society or call 1-843-794-7662. All right, so 1-843-794-7662. So this is financial assistance and counseling for active duty or retired sailors and Marines. Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. All right, moving on. Breast cancer. There's a breast cancer fund. So it's a one-time grant which is meant to help decrease financial burdens. All right, so for paying for housing, utilities, financial assistance, help to pay for internet and phone. All right, so if someone has been diagnosed or in treatment for breast cancer that you know, have them look up Living Beyond Breast Cancer. All right. Moving on, for our veterans, our military, or Gold Star families who have been honorably discharged with at least one child 18 or under in the home, for emergency payments for housing, utility help, help pay for a car, financial assistance. If you are a veteran or their families, I'm thinking here, which as long as you have a child, PTSD, physical disability, active duty, you can contact Helping Hands for Freedom. All right, Helping Hands for Freedom. All right, moving on. Moving on. Bear with me a second here. All right. Financial and addiction recovery for music industry professionals. Wow. They must have a lot of musicians down in South Carolina that have come up out of South Carolina. All right, guys. So if you know someone that is in the music community and they have a critical health problem, there is a program called Music Cares. And the telephone number is 877-626-2748. All right, that is MUSI Cares. Financial and addiction recovery assistance for music industry professionals. All right. Let's move on. If you need help to pay for health care, housing, help with food, who is this for? People with disabilities, families with children, school-age children, preschoolers, toddlers. Okay. You can go to Guidance Medical. Go to Guidance Medical. They have a financial assistance fund. South Carolina, we're talking about today, guys. If you know someone that has a brain tumor, so this is for brain tumor patients only. Help for housing, help for utilities. If you are having a financial strain, you can contact Glenn Garcelon Foundation. That is Glenn, Glenn, Garcelon, Garcelon Foundation. Good stuff. All right. So also we talked about a low energy assistance program. I gave you another resource, but this is a different one. So South Carolina Office of Economic Opportunity is who you want to call for energy assistance, 803-734-0662. All right, moving on to help for paying for housing, financial education. Who is this for? For renters, low income, Native American individuals, and families. All right, so housing assistance, you can call 530-343-4048. And the name of the place is Chico Ranchera Housing Corporation. All right. All right, and Section 8 housing choice vouchers. I usually talk about that every week, but For the Columbia Housing Authority, you can call 803-254-3886. All right. Breast cancer. There's another grant for anyone that has breast cancer. Help to pay for housing. You can look up Infinite Strength. All right, so if you are a young person, and a young adult, a teen, recently diagnosed, on treatment, post-treatment, or facing end-of-life colon cancer, guys, there is a place called Meritus Miracle Colon Cancer Foundation that will help you pay for housing and give you financial assistance. And you can call 765-722-0302. We're talking about South Carolina only today. All right, military housing assistance, guys. For active military and veterans, please let your veterans know if they need assistance purchasing a home. There is Military Housing Assistance Fund. That's what it's called. And they can call 720-214-6451. All right, so another down payment assistance program in South Carolina. It is for seniors, low income families, young adults, and it is Fifth Third Bank. And that's all it says there, but you can call 1-866-351-5353. All right, so financial assistance for families with children who are battling cancer, guys. This is help for health care, help to pay for a car, financial assistance, help to pay for utilities. All right, so if you know a family and they have children, a child who's battling cancer, please contact the Brooke Healy Foundation. Brooke Healy Foundation. All right, moving on. For financial assistance, help for housing, for young adults, seniors, active duty, veterans, individuals, families, natural disaster survivors, and their dependents. Okay, financial assistance up to $3,000 for qualified legionnaires or sons of the American Legion who have been displaced. They can call 1-800-433-3318. This is the American Legion. All right, another lifeline place to help pay for your phone, help pay for your internet. You can call Windstream Communications, 1-855-707-2334. And you can also get government assistance for Lifeline with Tempo Telecom, and that is 833-998-3676. For our veterans, please let your veterans know that their surviving spouses or the veterans or service members themselves can get help to buy a home. Contact the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs or call 877-827-3702. All right, some more help to get a smartphone, to get wireless service. You can call American Assistance. That is 877-266-7212. Also, if you need help based on your income for wireless service, you can contact InTouch Wireless, 866-488-8719. Also, you can call for low internet plan for low income households for 4G LTE. This will help pay for internet. You can contact PCs for people. All right, moving on. AT&T also has a government program to help you with your home phone or internet. Does anyone still have a home phone? Yeah, maybe if you work from home. Okay, call 866-684-6391, guys. All right, moving on. This program is for financial assistance of cancer of all types. All right. It will help for health care, pay for housing, transportation. It is called Parker Project, and you can call 480-845-9162. Please pass this information along, guys. Don't let me do this in vain. All right? So that's financial assistance for any type of cancer, for anyone dealing with cancer. I certainly have. I don't check all of them. I haven't checked all of them today because I have a whole list of them. But I have used some myself. I have had home repairs done when I was sick and needed the help. You gotta not think like that, Tim Lightshed. Everything I give you on here is legit. All you have to do is call and ask. That's the only thing that you can do. These programs are out there. They're not out there for no reason. A lot of people don't even know about them. So that's why I'm here to share them. But I have used a couple of these services myself. I got brand new air conditioning unit. So call the places, I'm telling you. Go through my playlist, look through housing. I have a lot of places on there that have free grants. So if you are income eligible or you are eligible for whatever other reason, sick or something like that, they will help you. So I've seen you on here throughout this video and you were thinking that you can't get the help. But there's money allocated to these places, dedicated for people just like you out there. And so if you don't use it, believe me, somebody's going to use it. So I hope it will be you, the person that needs it. You contact your state attorney general because a lot of them are scams. No, the ones that I am giving you today, where I get my resources from, they are legit. So I'm a paralegal, used to be, by profession. So you can either believe me or not. But if you're going to be the person that takes the information and runs with it, you be the person because there's money out here, right? All right, so moving on to, where was I at last? Let's see. Okay, Parker Project for people with cancer. All right, there's financial assistance for people facing catastrophic health issues and financial hardship. It is called Patches of Light. Yeah, 10-star light, take it and run with it. Because they may be on here asking me why am I giving out all this information pretty soon. Somebody might be calling me saying you're giving out a lot of information. So I'm telling you, if you are the lucky, fortunate one, you're not here by accident, you found this video, take it, run with it. All right, so Patches of Light is who you want to call. This is for people with catastrophic health issues, guys. All right, so moving on. All right, so this is a program for foster youth, individuals, and caregivers to help provide laptops and cell phones, okay? So it is called iFoster. Telephone number is 855-936-7837. That's 855-936-7837. I Foster Tech is giving financial assistance to help with this, and it's for foster youth, individuals, and caregivers. All right. No misinformation. Like I said before, no misinformation over here. Everything is legit. All right. So call yourself. That's the only way you're going to know. You're going to have to call yourself. Like I said, I've used them myself. So moving on to service member and family support programs for the U.S. Armed Forces and their families, guys. All right. So housing assistance, financial assistance, relief for caregivers, transit, and assistive technology. All right. So this is for veterans, their families. If veterans are hospitalized, it is called Semper Fi Fund. All right. What will happen is, they call me 10 Light Star, is these places right here, well, they will be getting in trouble for putting out false information. But it's harmless on my part. So call Semper Fi Fund, guys. 760-725-3680. All right, moving on. Short-term grants for registered nurses who are unable to work due to medical crisis. All right. This helps with rent or mortgage payments, and they can call Nurse House. So look up Nurse House. It is for registered nurses who are unable to work due to medical crisis. All right, home loans for the veterans, guys. Contact the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, 1-800-827-1000. Also, anyone that has metastatic breast cancer patients and their families, there is help to pay for school, housing, and health care at the Angela Andrade Foundation. All right. All right, moving on. Financial assistance, help for food for cancer patients, for children of all types with cancer. Another place, it is called the American Children's Cancer Benevolence Fund. Telephone number is 813-550-8999. Oh, you were a military spouse, so why would you think that this stuff is not valid? An Army emergency leave, and they did not help when I was married to a soldier. Why? Why wouldn't they help you, being a military spouse? Why wouldn't they help you? All right, guys. So American Children's Cancer Benevolence Fund, 813-550-8999. All right, moving on to our next resource. We're talking about South Carolina. And there is a organ donor fund that provides grant funding to living donors to cover non-medical donation related expenses. And these funds may include travel, lodging, and lost wages. All right. So help pay for housing, transit, and financial assistance. All right. So it is called the American Living Organ Donor Fund. Moving on, financial assistance, again, for a grant for our soldiers and their dependents, Light 10. That's why I don't understand all this relief out here. It is called the Army Emergency Relief. All right. And you can contact them at 866-878-6378. Army Emergency Relief. 866-878-6378. All right, so the Bureau of Indian Affairs, all right, So for our Native American, low income individuals and families, it is a housing improvement program. It is a home repair, renovation, replacement, and new housing grant. And it is administered by the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And you want to contact the U.S. Department of Interior Indian Affairs at 615 564 6712. All right. Contact the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs for VA home loans for surviving spouses. And if you have a lupus, so there is a patient advocacy group that has a lupus emergency grant to help people impacted with lupus to handle financial burdens, help with utilities, housing, financial assistance. And you can contact Lupus Research Alliance at 800-867-1743. So Lupus Emergency Grant. All right. Another place to help you with internet for low-income individuals unable to pay the full cost of reliable internet, you can call Spectrum, and that is 844-525-1574, guys. All right, so if you know anyone undergoing treatment for brain or central nervous system cancer, help for housing, help for utilities, guys, you can go to the website, the Matthew Larson Foundation. The Matthew Larson Foundation. Because she's not the sponsor in active duty. A military spouse can't go to financing and changing her husband's arrangements. I think you need to contact me. Like I said before, there are ways to do things. If you're interested in contacting me, it is creativeliving@gmail. All right. Now, anything I do outside of this video, and I give a lot of free resources here. Now, I would have to charge you, but it's not anything that you can't afford. But for my time to take away from my family outside these videos, if you want some help, I can get you some help. But you have to let me know. But I give a lot of good information right here. And if you don't want to take it and run with it and you need some more detailed help, I'm willing to help you. But it will have to be at a price for my time. All right? All right. So we talked about the family assistance program. You can call the Matthew Larson Foundation. This is for people with brain or central nervous system disorders or cancer. All right. So if you know anyone that needs assistance and they have multiple sclerosis, guys, they have a program that will assist families and individuals pay for utilities, housing, emergency payments, prescription assistance. It is a grant for full or partial financial assistance for your urgent needs, okay? And you can contact Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, and you can call them at 888-673-6287, all right? All right, moving on. For patient financial assistance program for medical bills, emergency, and mobility devices, guys. You can contact Myositis Support and Understanding. That is Myositis Support and Understanding. If you need assistance for medical bills, emergency household expenses, and mobility devices. There's also another breast cancer financial assistance grant, and it is by Remember Betty Foundation. All right, Remember Betty Foundation. All right. So, accessible homes for wounded veterans. There is a place that will build, and I'm making sure I'm reading this right, it will build and remodel handicap accessible homes to suit the individual needs of injured United States military veterans returning from Afghanistan, Iraq, so for the veterans, physical disabled, mentally incapacitated, limited mobility, visual impairments. All right, so here it is. It is called Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors. I'll say again, South Carolina, Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors. 480-991-3047. All right. Financial assistance grants programs to help airmen, guardians, and caregivers fill gaps and ensure all the rehabilitative and quality of life services. Help for utilities, housing, help to pay for gas, assistive technology. Just a financial assistance place for low-income veterans, guys. And you can contact Air Force Association, and that is Air Force Association. All right. Moving on. The Southeast Rural Community Assistance Project Household Well is a loan program delivering low interest 1% loans for up to $11,000 to residents of rural communities. To cover the cost, what are they covering the cost of? Financial assistance, homeowners, low income. So I'm thinking repairs here, guys. What you want to do is call the Southeast Rural Community Assistance Program, up to $11,000, so a low interest loan. So this is not free money, but it is a low interest loan. So I'm taking this as to rehabilitate your house is what I'm assuming this is for. All right, so another Lifeline program you can call Link Wireless 855-754-6543. Moving on. So there is a program that helps provide funding for children to receive needed care, which often improves or even save lives. This is for the uninsured, the underinsured, school-age children, low-income, young adults, and teens to help with medical supplies, assistive technology, and prosthesis. All right, so paying for health care, if you need help paying for a house, help paying for transit, help paying for a car, you can call the Oracle Foundation. The Oracle Foundation. Hello, Fatima. All right, so moving on to families battling pediatric brain cancer. There's a grant, there's financial support out here. And if you need help, same thing for paying for a car, health care, housing, need help with utilities and food, you can call Team Buddy Forever Foundation. So look up their website, that is Team Buddy Forever Foundation. This is South Carolina only, guys. All right, so there is a program that will help with solar energy for qualified customers to help pay for utilities. Well, it's called shared solar, but it's offered by Duke Energy. So you want to look into that if you need some help, I guess, getting you some solar panels, or it may even help you pay for utilities. because Duke Energy is a energy company, all right, in a few states. At least I know the southern states, some of the southern. So it is Duke Energy is who you want to contact. All right, more for the veterans, permanent homes for veterans. This gives you the opportunity to move into an Operation Homefront, and they will give you a caseworker and a financial counselor to help learn how to pay for housing, maintenance and repairs to your housing, home buyer education, financial assistance, and housing advice. So this is for active duty veterans, families, and their spouses. It is called Operation Homefront, and you can call 800-722-6098. Moving on. All right, so emergency payments for financial hardship to help pay for utilities, help pay for housing. You can call South Carolina State Housing Finance and Development Authority. It is 803-702-5222. So this is the South Carolina Homeowner Rescue Program. All right. So moving on. All right, so this is also for young adults, teens, school-age children with cancer. All right, so, and pregnant individuals, families with children with cancer. All right, so there is another grant, guys, and if you are a caregiver that is helping, seems like, with someone in treatment for cancer, you can call and get financial assistance at Bright Spot Network. All right, Bright Spot Network. Moving on. All right, there is a fund to help pay for food, health care, and some help for housing. It is for veterans, people with physical disabilities, people with brain injuries, and families of that. All right, it is called Operation Family Fund. All right, remember, guys, pass this information along. Don't let the video be in vain. People out here need support and help. Moving on for help for health care, housing. It's an emergency assistance program, and it is for veterans, students, and people with just emergencies. All right, it is by Wells Fargo. It is a veterans emergency grant program, actually, and you can go through Wells Fargo. So it is financial assistance, emergency financial assistance to veterans and their spouses who are enrolled in higher education. All right. So next, this is a program that helps relieve financial burdens of parents whose children are currently or recently hospitalized, guys, receiving ongoing medical treatment at a medical facility or receiving specialized care. All right, it's help to pay for food, help to pay for health care, help to pay for housing, help to pay for utilities. It is called Caleb's Foundation Pennies from Heaven. All right, so financial assistance there. All right, so this wraps up South Carolina, guys. As I said, please pass this information along to people that you know that could use this information, who it will benefit the most. All right, become a subscriber if you're not a subscriber. We talk about housing here, and I will be talking about a few other states next. If you leave in the chat what state you're looking for, then I can help you and support you in that area. So I ask you to like the video. I ask you to share the video. I ask you to become a subscriber to stay updated to weekly alerts and resources. All right. This is an all around creative channel where we live creatively in every area of our lives. So we talk about many different things on here, but we specifically every week talk about resources and housing. All right. Because we want affordable housing and we need resources while living here in America. I love you so much, guys. I'll talk to you later and I'll see you on the next video really, really soon. Goodbye.